business owners, we all know sometimes it's very difficult to work alone. And therefore, it will be very, very useful for us to understand how do we work with others and how do we actually make those moves? Why do we even need to work with others and everything? I'll start off by just introducing myself. My name is Sarah Richardson. I've been a trainer at KCB Biashara Club for years now. I've walked the journey with many of you. If you're new today, I am actually a business practitioner myself, running several businesses. I have worked in the space of human development for around 24 years. I am a happily married wife to one husband and multiple children, with 3 adult children. I like saying that. And I am also somebody who loves to be able to work with others as a coach. So I'm a certified executive coach. And why I insist on the word certified, today we will understand why it's so important, again, to ensure that the person you're working with is actually skilled and certified in some of these things. Because that is why many of us sometimes say these things don't work. I've tried a coach, I've tried a mentor, and I didn't get any value out of it, so it doesn't work. Many times people don't understand what is the difference between the mentorship, the coaching, and whatever, and that's another big confusion. I do this not only for small businesses, but also for large businesses and corporates, and find the same level of confusion in there around what is coaching, what is mentorship, when do I need one? So I'll be using the terms interchangeably and just trying to explain. But one thing I want to say is that these are interventions that help a leader, that hold a leader. They're almost like the ropes that help you not to sink when you're starting off with your business. So a business coach is the ultimate sparring partner. And I use the word partner, and later when I'm explaining the difference, you'll see where I use the word partner and where I use a different word when it comes to your business. Because sometimes you just need to bounce off things, right? It's like a boxer who's just training and trying to make sure they have the right punch. When they go out there and they're dealing with the competition, they're going to come out in the right way, put the right foot forward and things like that. So why do you actually need business coaching? Many of us have one day stuck like this, including myself, where you're just like, oh my gosh, the world is coming down on me. Oh my goodness, I really don't know what direction to take. For those of you who've been listening to my talks this year, I've been talking a lot about construction because I'm in a construction project, and it is the newest thing I have done in decades. And I can tell you, I had to work with a skilled helper. I remember yesterday calling him and telling him, don't tell me about, I don't know what is the measurement of a short nail, a long nail, blundering, shattering. What is the difference with all those words? But thankfully, when you're working with a skilled, experienced partner, they are able to hold your hand, right? They're able to interpret some of that language. Being an entrepreneur can be very demanding. When you start off, sometimes many of us are a one-man show. And while having sometimes a team of employees, being the sole leader of that company can be a very lonely affair. And everybody is looking up to you to be able to answer to everything. Some people say that setting up a business is actually one of the ultimate mental games you'll ever have to go through. I remember setting up my first business, even if you know my story, at 16. And I had never been to business school. I just knew I wanted to make money. And so I started dabbling with business, a design business and everything. It took off. It actually did quite well those days. Starting with 800 bob and making 30K. That was really, really good. But being able to now grow that and navigate it and navigate all the numerous challenges was very, very difficult. And I've started businesses and stopped businesses. I've started businesses that taught me, hey, you're not for us, you're not for this industry and everything. And I'm sure many of us have also been in that space. Surviving the ups and downs of entrepreneurship requires a lot of resilience and mental toughness, and sometimes we don't have all of it. And I always tell people, you can't keep recording. You can't say, because I don't know this, let me go back to school and learn it. Because I don't know that, let me go back to school and learn it. And you think that as the leader, you go and just learn more and more and add more and more, and then you're going to be able to actually address it. You are expected to be an expert on a wide range of topics. You are supposed to be a strategist. You're supposed to be a funds raiser. You're supposed to be a revenue generator. You're supposed to know P&Ls. I mean, right now I'm doing P&Ls for a new company that I started 2 years ago. And I'm telling you, when I was talking to my partner about it, they're wondering, what are you talking about? What's the difference between that and returns and this and that? And we're having so many conversations. Then I realized, as new entrepreneurs, even when you pick on partners, you really need to ask, what are the elements that you can actually bring on board that help us? You're supposed to know marketing. You're supposed to be on social media. You're supposed to know how to manage the people, the human resource aspects of it. You're supposed to know about sales. You're supposed to talk about products every single day. And no one person can know all these things. Seasoned entrepreneurs here, it is just so difficult to be the best in all of these things. And many of the rising, really good hyper growth entrepreneurs, imagine they just realized from a very early stage, or sometimes even before they started up, they knew what they bring to the table and they knew what they don't. Many of us have employees who have left, but they are still inside your business. The ones that I told you last week, that they are sending actually people to your competition or whatever. Because as business owners, sometimes we know how to touch the intellectual buy-in of our employees, but we don't know how to touch the emotional buy-in. Or we know the emotional buy-in, but not the intellectual buy-in or whatever. But sometimes we know how to be passionate and get the employees wanting to join the business and everything, but we don't know how to deliver. We don't know how to have behavioral modification, behavioral efforts. I'm teaching on boosting productivity in Kisumu next week. And some of the things I'm talking about is, no matter how good and passionate and fantastic you think you are about your product, some of us really don't know how to boost productivity with our businesses. So it is so important to look at some of the dangers that we are facing. But let me tell you, there is also beauty in any of us who go out there and say, I've walked this road. And so if Sarah is coming into construction and she's struggling with even just the terminology and everything, I'll hold her hand. Because one day, somewhere, somebody will write to you and tell you, thank you so much for being in my corner. You have always inspired me so much. Mentorship and coaching help to distribute intelligence. It is not just a matter of what do I know and how smart I am. You could be the smartest pea in the pod, but you do need to access very quickly. And that definitely means you need to be working with a really good trust culture, a good mentor, trying to move faster in the things that you're doing towards your destination. Some of us, until now, this is November, and I was saying it since the last 2 weeks, we still don't have a vision board. Some of us 10 years in business, najua kwa sababu pia mimi nishafanya hizo vitu, ati I'm just moving aimlessly. Kesho nikiambiwa na customers we're moving this direction, that's how I move my business. I am being driven by the customer and driven by, reactions and everything, or driven by the competition. Competition actually dispels them in a reduce. So a mentor is an individual with expertise. And they promote your career, they promote your business, they promote the things that you're doing in a really good way. A mentor is a skilled helper that almost gives you a flight to that destination rather than making you walk through it and suffer. And for those of us who are mentoring, let us stop saying that, hey, mimi najua vile nilisuffer. Mimi nilianza kazi yangu hata nilikuwa bado naweka pesa kwa pilo. Sasa wewe unataka ukuje tu uingie hapa na nikufundishe vitu zangu zote mara moja. No. We can give a lift to the people who are walking into, and this thing of the younger people, no, sometimes you need to mentor somebody who's older than you. Coaching goals can help you grow your employees or grow yourself, your personal growth. It can help you engage. It can help you with community development. Some of us are running businesses that cannot touch any of this. And then you have to think about your brand as an employer and your brand as a business. Yeah, it helps with credible leadership. It helps with bringing higher revenues. It helps with raising the productivity. Mentoring, on the other side, is more holistic. It is a way of training. So you go to somebody who trains you, motivates you, advises you, who wants your success as much as you want your success. But then when you're choosing a mentor or a coach, you have to be very careful. This person must want your success success as much as you want, if not more. You must work with somebody who values the smallest and the biggest idea that you bring to the table. You must work with somebody who helps you crystallize your goals. There's something I've worked with somebody recently, and all they needed to do was just to clarify, reclarify, and crystallize their goals. They had goals, but really to even be able to measure, and for me, it's not a goal if it's not measurable, it's not timeline, it's not math. So just being able to unpack that and redo it again. Sometimes you just need support. That person that you just call and say, Sarah, today I had a hell of a meeting. I went in there, this was my biggest deal and whatever, and they just told me that is not a proposal. I brought in a one-pager and they called it a quote and told me, look, it doesn't cut. So what do I need to do? Or just direction. Which direction do I want to take the business? Why have I plateaued? Some of us are really making it, but we are making it in terms of we've always made 100K or 500K or 50K. We have always to make what to pale beyond your profit level, not to make career, to sustain or to it goes. It doesn't go down. It doesn't go up. It doesn't fluctuate in any way. No, there's even no season in our business. We are just, it's like a plateau. The same product, the same people, the same customers, the same street, the same. Something needs to change and you need direction. So let me show you the related interventions that you always need, even as a business owner. Sometimes you need to go for training. Sometimes, and training helps you with new concepts. If you're saying maybe there's a new concept and I just want to, like you're coming here today, this is some sort of training that helps you to now realize, oh, there's a concept called coaching, there's a concept called mentoring, there's a concept called process management and things like that. And then the other intervention is coaching. And coaching, I will show you the difference between coaching and mentoring. And then sometimes it's counseling. And I've worked with business owners who actually, I tell them, look, before you even undertake coaching, training, mentorship, and whatever, there's brokenness. Yeah, and I want to talk about this today. I really want to talk about it with empathy because, again, last night I told you I was doing an executive class and things came out where I realized as executives and founders and owners, some of us don't have a space where we can go and have a vulnerable, safe place to emotionally expose ourselves safely, yeah, and share things that are just breaking us down on the inside. And it's not about, as I said, more money, bigger business, more products. No. It's about mending something that's broken within, that's touching on your core in terms of trusting others, moving forward and things like that. And there are some of you listening to me today, and I am very empathetic and understanding that sometimes that is the space we are in before we move to the other interventions. And so let us be careful to make sure we understand what intervention we need at what point in our life. And feel free, the key thing is to speak to somebody skilled enough to understand and take you to a safe space and help you get out of that rut. So the difference between coaching and mentorship is that when we look at mentorship, it's more holistic. It's relationship oriented. It's longer term. It's a development driven in growing your profession or your career. It's visionary and it's strategic. But let me focus on the fact that it is relationship oriented and long term. When you're looking for a mentor, you want somebody who is in your line of industry. Coaching, however, is task oriented. It's very performance based and develops you in your current job, what you're doing. It helps you to, if your job in that business is there, and you need to have a job, even as the founder. Some of us, why are we founders and we don't have a job in our business? What are you? And not all of us have to be the CEO. Sometimes it can be the CEO or the CFO, the marketing person or whatever it is. So don't found your business and think again you have to hold a role that it doesn't suit your skills and everything. So a mentor helps you with your performance. Key performance indicators, and you set together, you set the goals and everything, and then you come out. And it's very tangible, yeah, and very quick.